Holy moly, we are live. And I got this little mic right here. And it is October 9th, 2025. My name is Marcus Johnson. I'm 26 years old. I live in Dallas, Texas. I own two companies, Flow Forward Media, which is a digital marketing agency, and then Flow Forward Creative is almost like a sports agency, but we just do partnerships and representation. So we don't do we're not like sports agents. We don't just do, but we do like more of the sponsorship side. But if you've been following my channel, you've been seeing a lot of short form content, but you haven't seen a lot of long form. And the reason being is that the long form, it just takes so long. Like I have a YouTube video that's probably going to drop in the next month or so, and it was a California trip from May, but I'm just editing it now. So yeah, I mean, it's just been crazy, but let's just give you a little life update. So I moved to Dallas June 13th. And I moved to Dallas from Oklahoma City, started my company in Oklahoma City, played college baseball there, started my company, grew the company, scaled it, but I wanted something a little more fast and more competitive and an environment that is just filled with young, hungry entrepreneurs. And I'm not saying that Oklahoma City isn't, but there's just a lot more here in Dallas. But when I moved here, I really didn't know anyone. I knew probably like 4 or 5 people, and they live kind of far away in the DFW area. You know, I have a friend in Fort Worth and things like that. And so I was like, how do I meet people? So what I did was I signed myself up for like 5 different networking events that week, and I shook everyone's hand. I got business cards, I booked meetings, everything like that. But then I was like, okay, that's business, but then how do I actually make friends in Dallas? Well, Dallas has a gazillion people. And so what I realized was that a lot of people are on TikTok and a lot of people are on social media in Dallas. And so what I did was I started posting every single day. And I actually set it a goal to meet 100 people 100 days. And I met 150, 160 people in like literally probably 10 to 14 days. So in the span of 2 weeks when I got here, I was just out in all out dead sprint, because I remember my buddy Wilson back in Oklahoma City. I ran into him at Whole Foods and I told him I was moving to Dallas, and he told me, hey man, one piece of advice is don't wait to meet people, like hit the ground running. And so that's exactly what I did. So I started shaking people's hands. I would go on the Katy Trail, and if you're a Dallas local or native, you know what the Katy Trail is. It's a big, just walking trail. Dallas is considered the concrete jungle, so the Katy Trail has some nice tree coverage and stuff like that. It just feels like you're more in the nature, right? So I go on the Katy Trail and I would run into people there and shake someone's hand, or I'd go to run clubs and I'd shake people's hands and make friends. And every single time I did that, I would get their number and go to coffee, get their number or go to lunch, get their number. And, unfortunately, a lot of people in Dallas like to go to dinner. So I had to get their number, go to dinner, spend a bunch of money, but it was okay because it set me up to where I'm at now. We were, what is that? June, July, August, September, October, 4 or 5 months in Dallas. And this is the greatest decision I've ever made. I mean, the people here are just incredible. I mean, obviously I spend more money on rent and food and extracurricular activities, but the people here are just tremendous. I wanted to be around people that are young, hungry, successful savages. And man, have I learned so much from so many of these people younger, people older than me. But anyways, back to the Katy Trail and back to meeting people. So I'd meet these people, curate the relationship, but it's not just about going out once. It's not just about going to lunch once. You got to go and continue to nurture these relationships. And so maybe it's not every single week that you're going out to coffee, but once you meet someone, if you really like them and enjoy their presence, I'm not in a dating way, I'm just saying like in a friendship way, go out, text them, once a week. Hey, every Monday I have a list of people I text. Hey, hopefully you're having a good week, blah, blah, blah. I would love to, meet in the next couple weeks. Meet every couple weeks, meet every couple months. Do whatever you can. But anyways, so back to meeting people. So I started making TikToks, a ton of TikToks. Like I was working from home and I still work from home. What am I talking about? But I was making like 5, 6, 7 TikToks a day. Sometimes I'd post 10 times a day. And people in Dallas, they love TikTok. So they kept seeing my TikToks over and over again. And it got to the point, it's pretty cool. It still happens to this day. It got to the point where people recognize me in public. And people will recognize you in public. And they're like, oh, dude, you're the guy who did this, or you're the guy who did that. Like, it was honestly crazy. And like, I'd be out with my girlfriend, and that's a whole other story I got to talk about, but I'd be out with my girlfriend, and people would like stop their car and be like, yo, I've seen your videos, blah, blah. And I would just make videos. I had a couple content pillars. I would make my fit check, even though I worked from home. And sometimes I would do meetings and stuff outside of the house. I would always dress nice, because I know if you look good, you're going to play good. And if you look good, you're going to feel good, and you feel good, you're going to play good. And so I would always dress very nice. I would do a fit check. I would do a thing called man meals, which I still do, which I just cook masculine meals. So just like meat and just plain unhinged meals, because everyone on TikTok tries to do all these like curated little meals and meal prep and stuff like that. Like, I'm just messy. I'm just a dude, so I would just make these things called man meals. I still do. It'd be like meat and eggs half the time. It'd be good, high protein, nutritious, simple ideas for men, because I know a lot of men that just don't want to cook and buy 1,000 ingredients to cook. So fit checks, man meals. I would do business tips. I still do some business tips on how to grow, how to scale a business. I would talk about Dallas and good places like restaurants. I would do a lot of food reviews. Those have gone more viral than any other content pillar I had. So man meals, fit checks, business tips, food reviews, Dallas hotspots, so places to network that I really liked. I would put on there, or places to meet people, or how to meet people in Dallas, because I had some success early on doing it. And so all this to say is that you are the niche. Everyone's like always talking about niching down. Oh, just go into business tips, or I'm like kind of out of breath right now. I don't know why, but just go into business. Maybe I'm talking too fast, but just go into business tips, or just do food reviews, or just do fit checks. And I'm like, no, because people want to see me. That's why they follow me. And so, and me is, I'm not just a food review. I'm not just a man meal. I'm not just a fit check. I'm everything. I embody all of it. And so I've had some success doing that, but just posting and constantly seeing what works. Like, I've gotten my hand on the pulse now to where I kind of know when something is going to go viral and when it doesn't, most of the time. And I know because there's moments where I just post to just post. No caption, no hashtags, nothing. I don't even put a geolocation on it, and I know it's not going to perform well. But it's like kind of a filler, right? It kind of gets the algorithm going. And then there's posts that I like put more time into, and usually I've gotten to the point where the posts that I put more time into, I kind of know that they're going to like go off, or at least get 10,000 views. But I've had some success doing that. And through TikTok, I met my girlfriend. And through TikTok, I met some of my best friends in Dallas. Actually, TikTok was like the main place I met most of my friends that I hang out with now. I remember my buddy Jalen. He's the freaking best. Jalen, he runs a media agency called the Fambo Films. He specializes in videography and production, like high production, like American Airlines or like the Dallas Mavericks. And he actually, since I didn't have any friends, and it was like literally the first Friday I moved here, he messaged me he's like, hey man, I've been seeing your TikToks. Would love to have you come out to play pickleball. Well, he invited me out to pickleball. I didn't want to go, but anytime that you're afraid to do something, just do it anyways. So he invited me out to pickleball. I went out there. I met all of his friends. I made, great connections. And to this day, he's probably one of my closest friends here in Dallas. And that's just a perfect example. Or my buddy, Jacob Stamen. Jacob Stamen, by the way, if you're going to buy a house, look up Jacob Stamen, Stayman, Jacob Stamen. He sells houses and does leases. He's a real estate agent, one of the best real estate agents I know. But he messaged me on TikTok and was like, hey man, like, been seeing your TikToks. You look pretty dope. Let's go get coffee. And I met with him, and I kept meeting with him. He was one of the guys I would meet with like every single week or every single couple weeks. And he's done so many amazing things in my life. He's helped me with some business deals. He's helped me make more friends and connections. And so could not be more proud to be Jacob's friend, and could not be just more thankful to have him in my life. To be honest, he has a group called the Mockingbird Social, which I've been helping him out with. Mockingbird Social is just a group for kids or guys that are in their 20s and 30s that want to network and that are hungry, and a lot of them are entrepreneurs, but some of them aren't, and that's okay. That they just want to. Is this thing? I don't even know if this thing's still on. Oh yeah, it's on. But guys that just want to like get after it and be around like-minded individuals, because it's really, really hard. Even in Dallas, where everyone's like so hungry and wants to succeed and stuff like that, it's very, very easy to get distracted. So I met those two guys. I met so many other people from TikTok. It's been so amazing. And then I met my girlfriend through TikTok. It was actually the craziest thing ever. We followed each other. At the time, I was just like, oh, she makes good content. Like, wasn't really like looking at her like that. She wasn't looking at me like that. And so everybody I would meet on TikTok, I would say like, oh, hey, let's go get coffee, or let's go get lunch, or let's go on a walk on the Katy Trail. And none of it was to like date or nothing like that. It was just to make friends, make connections. I didn't know anyone here. And so that's what I did with her. And when I saw her, I was like, whoa. She's very attractive. And then, 2 weeks later, we started dating. It was just, it happened fast. It happened quick. It happened in the first couple weeks. I think it was the first 3 weeks I was in Dallas. So that was pretty cool. And it was just a true, true blessing from God. But anyways, it's just been, it's been wild. Dallas has been something that has stepped my game up tremendously, because everyone here, even the business owners here, like they know marketing, they know media, they know social media and the content game. The old business owners, new business owners, young, fat, skinny, don't matter. Everyone is like smart here. And so that's what I love about it. Because in OKC, you could really, really just cut corners. I wouldn't say no one, but the tech advancement out there was very, very far behind. Whereas out here, like everyone's advanced, everyone's using AI. So I really had to grow up. I had to tighten up my contracts. I had to tighten up some rules in my company. I had to niche down on some of the services and really specialize and get really good at the services and work my systems and processes and build SOPs and all those things, operating procedures. SOPs are standard operating procedures, by the way. So just kind of rules you have to follow, or segments that you follow, sequences when you do something in business. But anyways, it really made me grow up, and my business has never been better. We've onboarded, 5, 6, 7 clients since I moved here, which is a lot, especially for a smaller company. And the average pay per client is not cheap either. So, it's been amazing. It's been crazy. It's been stressful. We lost a few clients, and then we gained a bunch back. It was just wild. But needless to say, I'm so blessed to be in Dallas. Like, it's been crazy. I made more content than ever. It's crazy. Like, I've been more busy than ever. My company's never been this big in my life, so I'm like still like kind of navigating. Working with so many different people and delegating tasks and truly trusting the people that I hire. So it's been so crazy. I barely sleep anymore, but to be honest, like, it's just been the biggest blessing, because I moved here and I didn't think that, like, I didn't know if I was going to get any clients. I didn't know like anyone. I had nothing. I just took a risk. And if I can encourage you to do one thing, it's just take the risk. If you feel it in your heart, go and do it. Trust me. And I'm making this YouTube video at 9:47. I'm going to clip it and I'm going to post it tonight, because I don't even care. And I'm going to post it on Instagram and stuff. And I don't care, because I believe that decisions are made fast, and the speed of your decision making will dictate your success. And so if you have something, if you have an idea, and I was supposed to go to bed like 30 minutes ago, but I had an idea and I wanted to create. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up and create. I'm not going to wait till tomorrow. I'm not going to wait to, I'm just not gonna wait for tomorrow, because I might forget tomorrow. And the best time to do it is now. The best time to start the business, the best time to make a hobby, the best time to go up to that girl or the guy and tell them you want to take them on a date is now. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm literally just living proof of this. I'm super tired. Look at my eyes. I've had like 4 hours of sleep every single night because projects are going crazy, and like it's all stressful, but it's such good stress. And I'm at this point now in my life where I could just like breathe, even though I have so much responsibility. I'm just like, my basic needs are taken care of. Business is going well. I have an amazing girlfriend. And as much as I like to keep those relationships, or that relationship, I'm not in relationships. I'm in one relationship. It's very, very important to explain. I'm in one relationship, and yes, I believe that you should be dating one person at a time. You should be married to one person at a time. I know in modern culture that's not very popular, but whatever. Just in my relationships, like I just feel good, and I haven't been getting sleep, so it's not the sleep, but just I don't know. I've just really leaned into God and God's presence and just trusted Him, and yeah, it's been incredible. But one of the things about Dallas is it's pushed me not only in business but in life in general, because every guy out here, they got like a freaking 8-pack. I swear. Like if you're a woman and you're single, you should probably move to Dallas, because there's some, obviously I like women, but there's some good looking guys out here. And so it'd be good for, if you're a woman who's trying to meet a guy, there's some really good looking guys out here. And I always compare myself to those guys because, like, I want to have the 8-pack. Yeah, I got some abs, but, like, dude, these guys there's some savages out here. Most of them are probably gym people. They probably work at a gym. That's why they have time to do that stuff, but whatever. So it's like it's really pushed me to get after. And if you're a guy out here, by the way, if you're a single guy who's watching this, definitely move to Dallas too. But I don't need to explain that. I think you know where I'm going here. But yeah, I like see people with like 8-packs and like just freaking arms like Arnold every single day where I live. And so it like motivates me. Like I want to be like the most dangerous dude in Dallas, and not like in a bad way, but like I want to be like the most fit, the most successful, the best communicator, the best social guy. Like I want to be the best. It's just like inside of me, right? So like when I see that, I'm like, it just like motivates me. Like, okay, that guy's got an 8-pack. He might be working out once a day. I got to work out twice a day. If he's working out twice a day, I got to work out 3 times a day. And it's not like a keeping up with the Jones. It's just like competitive, right? And of course, like there's never any like hatred towards anyone. It's just the competitive nature. Like you see it. I see it constantly. I see people with money. I see people that are in shape. I see people that look good. And so like, I don't know, like I feel like my whole journey in Dallas has been a self-improvement. Like, because seeing someone with an 8-pack, seeing someone with a Lamborghini, seeing someone who looks incredible shows you the possibility that you can get there too. Because I almost felt like in Oklahoma, as much as I love Oklahoma, I didn't see that enough. I didn't see all of that. And I think it's good. It keeps you humble. It keeps you grounded. But at the same time, there's something about having a little pressure and seeing everyone around you succeed that kind of like lights a fire under your butt. And so that's why I love Dallas. I go to the gym all the time. I run all the time. Like I've never been in better shape. I know my arms are a little small. I'm working on it. It's just, I don't know. Like I'm trying to get bigger arms. I'm trying to do my arm workouts and eat, but I don't know. It ain't working. Maybe I need to eat more, right? I need to get off that gluten-free diet and start eating some freaking gluten. Maybe that's it. But yeah, Dallas has been a dream come true. I am so, so blessed. And even though sometimes I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack because there's so much work to get done, I'd rather be in that position than worry about not having enough work. I'd rather have my shelves be packed with food and my fridge be so full with food that I can't close it than having nothing. And needless to say, it's amazing to have, so much business going on and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the thing that makes me happy is my relationship with God and Jesus Christ. And as much as it's fun to compete and try to get the 8-pack and the nice car and the nice house and make money and stuff like that, at the end of the day, none of that makes you happy unless you have God. And you don't even need all that stuff, and you can still be joyful and grateful. And a lot of that stems from my faith in God and Jesus Christ. If I didn't have God, I don't know where I'd be. There's been so many crazy, crazy moments in my life, and I've always just relied on God and Jesus. And so I've been going to a church called Social Dallas. It's been an amazing, amazing church with Robert Madu. And so he's got a great, great church. I go there with my girlfriend. Me and my girlfriend pray all the time. We have Bible studies. It's something that I've never experienced before, even though I've wanted to. And I've been a Christian my whole life. I've never experienced that kind of relationship. And I'm telling you what, guys, I got to speak to you because I'm not a woman, but I'm speaking to my guys. If you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, you need to date and marry someone. You don't need to, but I highly suggest you date and marry someone who loves God as much as you do, or even more, if that's even possible. Because I think equally yoked is something that is so, so good. And when you're equally yoked and you guys believe the same things, iron sharpens iron. But because if you don't, you're just going to have so much friction in your life. So yeah, so anyways, relationships, business is going good. Friendships are going good. I spend a little too much money going out to eat all the time because everyone here like wants to go out to these nice little steak restaurants and stuff like that, which is fine, because you never know what that could lead to, and the experience is something that you don't want to turn down because, well, I think it's good to be frugal, but at the same time, like a lot of people, they penny pinch too much, and then they get to they finally become a millionaire at like 60 years old, and they wish they could get back into their 20s and travel and go to the nice restaurants in their 20s and do all that fun stuff. So I live half my life like I'm going to die tomorrow. And so I spend my money like I'm going to die tomorrow half the time. And then I live half my life like I'm going to live to 99, which I hope I do. And that is when I like save, invest, and do all that stuff. So make sure that you're good with your money, especially if you move to Dallas. Because Dallas finds a way to take money out of your pocket, even if you stay inside and don't do anything. Found that out very, very quickly. And so it was the first time I had to I don't budget. I still don't budget, but it was the first time I had to really be conscientious, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what that word is. Just be more money conscious, when going out and stuff, and watching my spending actually, because it's crazy here. But this place, it reminds me of LA or San Diego, Orange County, where I'm from, Orange County, California. It's just chill, it's nice. People have their stuff together. People really take care of themselves. And so if you want to be in an area where people get after it and that it'll make you better, Dallas is the place to be, in my opinion. And as you can see, I got pictures on my wall because my house flooded, and so it just got finished. But yeah, it's been pretty wild, not gonna lie. But yeah, anyways, Dallas has been the best decision I've ever made. I love it here. Praying I could buy a big, nice. It doesn't even have to be big, but I'm praying I can buy a nice house in Dallas area, Lakewood, Highland Park, Preston Hollow. Any of those areas would be amazing. So, but I just got to keep working. It'll be great. Life is good. Get after it. Doing Squattober. I squat 5 times a week for the whole month of October. So that's really fun. Shout out Andrew Hacker. He's a Division I strength coach at Sam Houston State right now. And sky's the limit for him. Who knows where he'll be next year and 5 years from now. But all I know is that in 5 years from now, he'll be in an even better position. So he got me on Squattober. But yeah, this is just me ranting. Oh, last thing. A lot of people ask, Marcus, if you say you're so busy, why do you make content? Here's why. The reason I make content still, even though I'm busy, is because I enjoy it. And most people wait till they hit a certain age or a certain dollar amount to start their hobbies. Do not do that. Start now. Trust me. Because like I said, the quicker you can make decisions, the more that dictates your success. So speed of decision making dictates your success. So if you start now, even with little money, if you start a hobby that requires money, but you start anyways with little money, what happens is you become resourceful. So then when you do have that money, when you do have the camera, when you do have the whole content team, you're going to crush. Because if you can crush, imagine you have a car, right? And you want a supercar, but all you can afford is a Corvette, right? And you're racing against Lamborghinis and McLarens and Ferraris and stuff like that. And you have to be resourceful, so you can't pay for a mechanic, but everyone else can. Well, what happens is if you're racing against all those cars and say they go all the same speed, you have to be resourceful and you have to be your own mechanic. And when you're your own mechanic, you actually learn so much. You could almost even learn more than the mechanics that the Ferrari people and Lamborghini people have. And when you do that, what happens is you acquire a skill. You actually know the car inside and out. And so then, and then what if you start beating those people in those races? And then all of a sudden you start beating them and they're using a mechanic and you're not, you're your own mechanic. Then what happens when you do get a mechanic? Number one, you can vet properly. So you could filter through all the BS that mechanics tell you because you were an actual mechanic for yourself. And then number two is that if you can win with little, you're going to crush with a lot. And so, oh no, my sweet potatoes are still out on the burner. That's okay. I'm just going to let them burn. But anyways, what I was saying is I still make content. I still make time to make content, even though I've been busier than ever, because I think it's just really good for you. And starting now is so much better than starting later. I want to document my whole journey because I want to show my kids this